YouTube bound community, Chromeo fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens, and we're here today to talk about Chromeo's fantastic quarantine era album, Chromeo Quarantine Casanova. This thing was recorded during quarantine. P-Thug and Dave One were stuck together, and they figured, well, let's make some music. So what they would do is when they were in the studio, they came up with this song called Clorox Wipe, which they thought was really cool, and we all thought was really cool too. So they would post these tracks to Instagram and kind of gauge reaction and see what people thought. They said, well, should we make another one? And everyone was like, yeah, make some more of these songs. So many weeks became many months, and over the course of a couple of months, they collected an EP's worth of music and decided to put this album out, or this EP, I should say. And it's a fantastic listen because, you know, being a part of that experience of watching them make it and then finally being able to hold this thing was very cool because they were there every step of the way. And it's fantastic too because it's just the two of them. And I've been a Chromeo fan since Fancy Footwork came out in 2007 or 6, something like that. And so I've been a fan of these guys for well over 13, 14 years at this point. And they've made a lot of albums in that time. And the last couple of albums they've made have had a lot of features on it. And that's fine. They do a great job, you know, bouncing off ideas off other people. But when it's just the two of them, that magic says so much more to me because their character and their comedy and their musical influence that they wear on their sleeve but make their own unique style with screams so much more Chromeo than when they're jamming with other people. And again, it's fine to make music with other people, but with just the two of these guys, that's where I'm like super sold. And so knowing they did every single bit of this by themselves makes this listen so much more interesting for me. And yeah, so the album opens up with Clorox Wipe, which is a classic tight production from these guys. I mean, their production skills are absolutely fantastic. A track all about transforming into a Clorox wipe so you can be part of your partner's life, so you can be there, because when this was being recorded, you know, lockdown was really being taken much more seriously than it is now. And, you know, you couldn't go anywhere, you couldn't do anything, couldn't see anybody, so you were really stuck where you were. And so they did a great job of encapsulating those feelings throughout all these tracks. But this first one, yeah, Clorox Wipe, there's actually a video for this now too. It's a great song, and, you know, it's humorous. You got P-Thug on the talk box, which he does a great job on this whole EP. It's all about a song where you can't be in person with someone, but if you were their Clorox Wipe, that's the loophole. 6 Feet Away, you know, a beef song about having a love from a distance. You know, that slap bass and the synths are total mid-80s magic. P-Thug again on the talk box. I love that line about, you know, I can hold your hand about these freaking gloves. Like, the humor they incorporate into such a, at times, scary world that we live in right now, especially at that time. And when this is being done, you know, April, May, June, July of 2020, it was a much more, I mean, it's still scary now, but at that time it was so new. Now it's slightly normalized. At that time, it was kind of like, how do we do anything in our world now? So, Lovin' from 6 Feet Away. There you go. Stay in Bed and Do Nothing is track 3. And this is the 2020 anthem, really. I mean, because so much, I mean, so many people were out of work in 2020. They still are. And so what do you do when you're not at work? You go on the computer, you go online and see what other people are doing. And so this song is all about, you know, your workout is stressing me out. Your books that you want me to read, I'm not feeling that. The music you told me about, the movies you like, I don't want to do any of that stuff. I just want to stay in bed. And that is okay. It's okay to stay in bed. It's okay to take a day for yourself or a week for yourself. We've never gone through anything like this before in our current lifetimes to live through this sort of weird pandemic. So if you want to have a week for yourself, you just stay in bed and do nothing, go for it. Who cares? Do what you want. Love that song. Track 4, Roni Got Me Stressed Out. We're all feeling that one. I mean, that one's gospel at this point. I love the feeling on this one. I love the fast-paced vocals. I love, you know, someone get me Dr. Fauci on the phone because Roni's got me stressed out. It's such a fantastic, fun track. Upbeat, good swells of strings that counteract the synths on this one. Hell of a song. We're all feeling this one. Cabin Fever is the last track on here, and again, it's a beef song against the Roni. Being stuck inside, you know, doing everything you can to keep yourself sane. So Dave sings about rearranging the furniture, sleeping on the couch, doing this, doing that. You know, you run out of things to do after a while when you've got nothing to do. But I love the emptiness that this song has. It's a sort of a cold feeling on this one because it's an empty feeling to be stuck in your house all day long and not be able to go anywhere or see your friends, see your family, go to your job, do anything. It's a very empty feeling. And so this song really captures that mood really well. But I do like how it ends with, what if we were stuck in the house with Chromeo? I think we could all dig that a lot. Side 2 is just instrumental takes, or the instrumental versions of the songs without the lead vocals on them. And I'll show you the record. It was printed on very cool white vinyl. And this was available through their Bandcamp. I think it still is. I think it might be still available on their Bandcamp. That's where I got mine. Took forever to show up just because of the way the mail system is these days, but I can't dig this album enough, or this EP enough. I keep calling it an album because it's 2 sides, but really for me, it's a 10 out of 10 EP because, one, it's new music from Chromeo. They're one of my favorite bands. I love them. They're so freaking great. And it's all songs that they did just for the 2 of them in the studio. Again, I think that's really cool. And it's all about the quarantine. So you have a soundtrack to what's happening right now with some humor mixed in, which is exactly the medicine that a lot of us need. Well, beyond a vaccine, but medicine, or laughter is always one of the best medicines. And when you can hang out with Chromeo and have a bit of a laugh and know that they're going through the same thing you're going through, it's a win-win. So that's it. Real quick little review here. Chromeo, Quarantine Casanova, 10 out of 10, hands down. I love this thing. My name is Giggens. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this album if you've heard this in the description box below, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.